If you're looking for MUT coins to upgrade your MUT game, go to GameRusher.com for cheap and safe MUT coins. You can use my discount code HUB at the website. Use the first link in the description down below and get that upgrade to your game. What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another Giants update video, and we got some good news in this one, man. And that's becoming somewhat of a common thing now with the way the season is going for the Giants. I'll take all the good news we can get. Obviously, on the 4-game win streak off the Seattle win, heading into the Cardinals this week, we need all the good news we could get, and we loving it, man. So two things right now, two injuries. One of them kind of flying under the radar. I don't even know if it could be classified as an injury, but the Daniel Jones hamstring strain, not hamstring pull, and the Blake Martinez back strain, and even that, there's even left information on that, but gonna get into both of them today with a article here from Pat Leonard of the Daily News. And the funny thing is, this article isn't even strictly about that. It's just talking about the momentum changes that the Giants have been getting because of them winning games and the potential playoff berth and whatnot. And he just sort of drops these two little gems in this article here, talking about Daniel Jones might be back for Arizona, and then talking about what Judge had to say on Blake Martinez and Martinez's back, and how how serious that may be. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So this is a quote from that article, and this is from Joe Judge. He says, "We're going to give him every opportunity to go on the practice field this week and show that he can defend himself on the field properly," Judge said Monday before the team's flight home. "If that's the case, then we obviously want him to play, but we're going to make sure we do the right thing by him." Whether Jones plays against the Cardinals or not, though, is undeniable that the Giants have a chance to win every week now because they are ascending, in the words of safety Jabril Peppers, playing their best football at the most important time of the year. So that's the first quote there about Daniel Jones. And basically, I've seen it on a lot of other articles. I chose the Daily News one just because I like the way they structured it, but I saw it on a lot of other articles, a lot of other beat reporters. Daniel Jones is really, really close to being back for this Cardinals game right here. And I thought personally, even before we got the official news, I thought it would have been a 2-week injury. I thought he would sit out Seahawks and Cardinals, and then he'll be back against the Browns, which even that I'll get into a little later. That game was flexed into primetime. That would have been a perfect comeback for him. I think 2 weeks rest is just enough, maybe even a little too much, which I'll take more rest than less rest, because you don't want to re-aggravate any type of injury back on the football field, and then that hamstring strain turns into a hamstring pull and he's out for months at a time. So I would prefer to sit him more than enough time than to sit him less than enough time. But it looks like Daniel Jones is he's a strong dude, man. He's a tough dude. I don't want to say like Saquon, for example. Saquon's just a genetic freak of nature. Saquon is like Adrian Peterson. He's like Barry Sanders. Those guys are not normal. They're like from another planet in terms of how their bodies are built and how they recover. Saquon just took 3 weeks off of his high ankle sprain last year. That was supposed to be an 8-week injury. They're different. But Daniel Jones is also a really strong and tough dude. Last year, when he also had, some type of ankle sprain as well, he was out for just 2 weeks. And there's people that thought he was out for just 1 week, and they sat him the second week, to just give him that little bit of extra rest. Daniel Jones is a tough dude. He heals quickly. He is like Saquon in that sense. And I'm glad that we have that in a quarterback, because, obviously a lot of us fans take for granted the fact that Eli started 16 straight years without having to sit because of an injury. And we all know Eli was hurt. Like, let's not play games here. When you play a game like against the 49ers team in that NFC Championship game in 2011, and you get hit as many times as you did, you definitely get hurt. You can't tell me Eli wasn't hurt, but he never sat out because of an injury. He was a tough dude. He was known as the Iron Man for a reason, man with two ends. The pun man being Manning, for those of you that don't know. We take that for granted sometimes. And Daniel Jones in his second year now is sitting out because of a minor injury. It is a minor one, but not sitting out for that much time, just like in his rookie year. And you know what? I'll take that. I wish he wouldn't be injured at all, but the fact that he's a quick healer and he's a strong dude, I will take that. And I will say, part of me still wants him to sit this Cardinals game. You know what I'm saying? Part of me still wants him to sit it if he's not, 100%. And I like the fact that he's going to have to convince both Coach Judge and the medical staff that he's going to have to be out on the field here. Convincing the medical staff is always a given, but the way that Judge is talking here, he said specifically, I need to see that he can defend himself on the field properly. That means he has to convince our coach, yeah, man, get me in there, I can go. And you already know he's been trying to convince Judge. If all these articles and everything we have on Daniel Jones is, a given, we all know at this point he would have been the type of dude that was during the Seahawks game saying, put me in there, coach, I can go. Put me in there, coach, I can make him play. So this is going to be something I'm just looking forward to it, man. Because if we have Daniel against the Cardinals, I'm trying not to spoil my preview video here, but if we have Daniel Jones against the Cardinals, given what we just did against Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, and given how the Cardinals have been their past 5-6 weeks, it's looking like a W. It really is. And with how this defense is performing, how this offensive line is performing, it's looking like a solid W. But I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm going to be very happy if we could have DJ back, and that's just, happy news right here. And then on Blake Martinez, he went out during that game with a back strain, a lower back strain. This is what the article says on him. Joe Judge said middle linebacker Blake Martinez, lower back, and other Giants players with bumps and bruises were being looked at by trainers Monday morning before the flight home from Seattle. We had guys come back to the hotel and go to the trainer and get some extra treatment right away, Judge said of Sunday's postgame. It gives us a little better idea on the number of guys we're dealing with right here. We're hoping that it's nothing serious. It doesn't look like there's necessarily anything serious, but we want to give them a day to kind of go ahead and see where they're at. Judge said the Giants will monitor guys on the flight home to see if there are any inflammation increases. Then the players have Tuesday off, and Judge plans to take Wednesday practice as a walkthrough to get a lot of these guys to calm down their bodies. We'll see if we tie in any live periods in there such in terms of getting some tempo on the grass, Judge said. Okay then. So that Blake Martinez thing, from the get-go, a lot of people speculated because it was a lower back strain and, he was walking around just fine and whatnot. A lot of people said he probably just had, just some pain back there, maybe some, back spasms or some. Now, I hope it's not a serious back spasm because, like, for example, in the NBA, back spasms could knock you out for, like, a couple weeks. I'm not sure how, similar it is to football or how football players recover from it. But a lot of people were saying it's nothing too serious. He just needs to be out, for that couple snaps during the game, and he'll be back this week against the Cardinals. Whatever the case is, it will be great to have our quarterback of the defense, Blake Martinez, that middle linebacker, back there against Arizona as well. I don't want to risk having to rotate guys in like we did against Seattle, and it worked against Seattle, but you never know, it might not work against another team. So that would be amazing. We could get Blake back as well, and this Giants team needs to stay healthy if we're going to make a run for it and make a run for the playoffs, because Washington is right there, right behind us, knocking on our door saying, hey, we're here to compete as well. And then finally, the one other thing I want to talk about this video is the Giants and Browns game week 15 just got flexed to primetime. The NFL, and I tweeted about this on Twitter, the NFL really saw that the Giants were an interesting, exciting, and good team. Coming off the upset against the Seahawks, and once they saw that, they probably went back and looked at our games. They're like, hey, these guys are on a winning streak. Hey, even before they started winning, they were still a good team. They were in close games. And they said, you know what? Let's give them the primetime spot against the 9-3 Cleveland Browns. The Browns, by the way, who I think the NFL lost a little faith in after last year and said we're not really going to give them that primetime spot. But I was honestly surprised that this wasn't a primetime game before. I'm talking about when the schedules were made, because I thought they would have given us that spot since the media loves Odell so much. It's obviously before Odell went down, I thought they would have given us a primetime spot because there's so many storylines going into it. And even with Odell out, there's still a lot of storylines in this. You talk about Baker Mayfield hopping on the Odell train when Odell was over there, and he just started trashing the Giants for no reason, saying, oh, I can't believe they took Daniel Jones, saying he doesn't know what the organization is doing and whatnot. You talk about, I guess, Olivier Vernon. Like, I don't really care about Olivier Vernon. He didn't really do much for us in his time here, but I guess you can consider it an Olivier Vernon revenge game. I guess. I don't know. But most importantly, Jabril Peppers' revenge game, man. Kevin Zeitler revenge game. I don't know if an offensive lineman can have a revenge game, but Jabril Peppers for sure. And Peppers playing right now like one of the top safeties in the league. I expect him to have a great game out there, man. I expect this Giants defense to really get at Baker. And just like with the Cardinals game, let me not get ahead of myself. This is 2 weeks away, so let's not get too much into that. But this is going to be on prime time. it's going to be the first time in a while that the Giants have been on Sunday Night Football, man. You know, the football night in America matchup. That is amazing. It is between two playoff contenders. I don't think anybody saw it, you know, coming, but I'm glad it's here, man. We're going to be back in primetime, boys. But that's it for today. Let me know what you all think, you know, on the injury things. Maybe if you have a little bit more to say on the primetime flex. And I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.